Welcome to the Daily Vibecasting. Okay, we are slicing right through the X feed for Thursday, October 24th. Today's deep dive. It's hitting hard on AI restructuring. We're tracking everything from, those OpenAI data privacy shifts to the talent acquisition battles. Plus, there's a pretty major NBA gambling scandal that just broke, and a necessary reality check on space infrastructure. It's a packed one.
It really is. We've got 12 key posts lined up that honestly give you the shortcut to what's actually moving the needle today. We're covering everything from pure design aesthetics to some really fundamental engineering debates.
All right, let's dive straight in. No messing around. First up, AI giants making moves. Post number 1 is from @avstorm. 2 stellar acquisitions by OpenAI, https://t.cog30czbtiu.
Right. 2 automation tools here, Multi and Sky. Multi was that screen sharing tool. It's sunsetting now, which is, an impact for its users.
But the immediate buzz online, it's all about the design.
Exactly.
The post highlights these delicious, glassy, translucent icons. Adam Whitcroft and Area Technology nailing that premium Mac look.
And it's sort of telling, isn't it, that even for deep AI utility, that visual polish, that aesthetic is now a key selling point. It matters.
Okay, shifting fast to data control. This feels like a big relief for users. Post 4 from @Cultric asks, ChatGPT will no longer keep your deleted or temporary chats. OpenAI is no longer under any legal order. Deleted ChatGPT conversations and temporary chats will be automatically deleted from our systems within 30 days.
Yeah, this brings things back to the pre-lawsuit norm. For a lot of people, it's like, okay, expected digital hygiene is back. OpenAI is going back to that automatic 30-day deletion, started late September 2025. Basically, the court order from that New York Times lawsuit expired.
Right, but there's a key detail here. That data collected during the lawsuit time, April to September 2025.
Ah, yes, that specific window.
That stays restricted. Only their legal team gets access. So future data, fine. But that period, still legally walled off.
Good point. Now, on the development side, AI is being used to structure knowledge, not just spit out text. Post 3 from @Nutlope shows this off. During an agent that can generate an entire interactive course from a PDF textbook the way it works, I have pre-built components, Q&A, drag and match, flowchart, info bubble, etc., that can be invoked through tool calls.
This is pretty huge. It's democratizing education fast. The agent takes a PDF, turns it into a full interactive course.
And the real power, like you said, is the structure. It's not just content generation. It uses these open source LLMs from Together AI in a 5-step process.
Okay, and those tool calls, that's the key mechanism.
Exactly. Instead of the LLM just writing text, it calls specific tools like, okay, insert a Q&A section here, or generate a flowchart now.
Yeah.
So you get things like, say, a 6-module course on photosynthesis, but with actual flowcharts you can trace, drag and drop exercises. It flips passive reading into active learning instantly.
Very cool. Okay, let's talk about finding the people to build this stuff. 2 really different approaches to hiring talent. First, XAI. Post 7, just 2 words from @Elon Musk. Hardcore mode.
Short, sweet, and says a lot, right? It's about their new talent engineering team hiring. They want exceptional builders who scale winning teams. High standards, Palo Alto based.
And the pay reflects that $120K to $240K plus equity, definitely signaling a demanding, fast-paced environment.
Totally. Then you've got the counterpoint. Post 10 from @Jack, aimed at engineers.
Join us. This goes for engineers as well.
And this is Block Inc.'s Play, a 6-month paid builder fellowship.
For 10 early career AI builders, specifically in fintech.
And here's the kicker. They're prioritizing portfolios, actual work samples over resumes or degrees. Big nod to self-taught creators.
So you put these side by side.
Yeah.
You've got XAI going for experienced hardcore sprinters and Block opening the door based purely on demonstrated skill, disrupting that traditional degree path.
Yeah, it's a fascinating split in how you find and value AI talent right now, really different philosophies. And that talent needs somewhere to build, which brings us neatly to a classic software debate, architecture. Post 5 from @DHH, the Ruby on Rails creator. The majestic monolith remains undefeated for the vast majority of web apps. Replacing method calls with network calls makes everything harder, slower, and more brittle. It should be the absolute last resort.
He's really pushing back on the whole microservices trend. And maybe for the listener, the core difference is simple but critical. Monolith. Function A talks to B inside the same program, super fast, local.
Just a method call, instant.
Microservices. A talks to B over a network. That means delays, potential failures, way more complexity.
Exactly. DHH's point is that complexity only maybe makes sense for huge organizations. Think Netflix scale, thousands of developers. And even then, he argues, it's more about managing the teams than technical superiority. For most apps, it just adds headaches.
But isn't there a risk? Like, what if you grow super fast, getting locked into a giant monolith you can't easily break apart later? That sounds like a nightmare, too.
That's the tension, absolutely. But, the data seems to back DHH for the majority. An O'Reilly survey found less than 10% reported, like total success with microservices.
Okay.
So it's often an expensive choice unless your org structure absolutely demands it. Keep it simple, basically.
All right, completely switching gears now. A pop culture literary debate that just won't go away. Post 2 from @Middle-earth-Mixer. Someone posts this like once a week, and it's crazy wrong.
Yeah, this podcaster, the Middle-earth Mixer, is tackling that viral meme again. The one saying conservatives would hate modern Lord of the Rings because of Eowyn's "I am no man" line.
Which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because the argument here is that the core themes of the books, chivalry, loyalty, that sort of agrarian conservatism, actually align well with traditional values.
Right, and they were widely praised back then. Eowyn was always a strong character in the books.
So where does the meme or the critique actually come from?
Well, for book purists, a lot of it centers on the film adaptation specifically. See, in the movie, Eowyn basically fulfills the prophecy single-handedly.
Okay.
But in the book, Merry the Hobbit gets the first crucial blow, the one that actually makes the Witch King vulnerable. Then Eowyn delivers the final strike.
Ah, so cutting Merry's role changes the dynamic.
Exactly. It diminishes the Hobbit's part and alters how that whole prophecy plays out. That's the adaptation critique fueling some of this.
Okay, time for big money, big power, and big rockets. Starting with tech manufacturing and geopolitics. Post 9 from @TimCook. Apple's American-made advanced servers are now shipping from our new Houston facility to Apple data centers. These servers will help power private cloud compute and Apple Intelligence as part of our $600 billion U.S. commitment.
This is a big physical step for Apple's whole Made in America push, shipping servers from Houston, powering their AI and cloud stuff.
Definitely a PR win, especially with all the pressure to bring manufacturing back stateside. But, it's immediately polarized. Supporters see jobs. Critics point straight to the chips inside those servers.
Which are mostly imported, yeah.
So they question how American-made it really is when key parts come from elsewhere. It's that classic global supply chain reality versus, let's say, the branding.
A logistical dance, really. Now, speaking of high stakes, a massive sports integrity story. Post 6 from @JohnnyMiga. Proacting. Court docs reveal that details of LeBron James's injury were sold by his friend Damon Jones prior to a 2023 game against the Milwaukee Bucks, and Jones told his ring to place a bet on the Bucks before LeBron's game status was revealed. It's getting interesting.
Wow. Okay, this hits right at the vulnerability of pro sports in the betting age. Court docs showed Damon Jones' longtime friend, former Lakers sort of assistant, texted a betting ring about LeBron's ankle injury, undisclosed injury info.
Right before that Bucks game in Feb 2023, which the Lakers lost, textbook insider info being used for betting.
And Jones is now charged.
Yep, part of a wider FBI probe, over 30 arrests involved. And this is crucial, investigators say LeBron himself had zero involvement, zero knowledge.
Still, the fact that this sensitive health info could be leaked and monetized so easily, that's a huge red flag for the NBA and leagues everywhere.
Absolutely. Okay, let's shift gears way up, literally, to space. Post 11, we've got @SpaceX with a launch update.
Falcon 9 vertical at Pad 40 in Florida ahead of tonight's launch of the SpainSat NG-2 mission. Weather is looking good for liftoff in less than 1 hour.
Yeah.
Love the launch vibe. And then this cinematic reply from @Aselbringer. The caption is just perfect. Gravity still exists. We just stopped obeying it.
That nails it, doesn't it? Sums up the whole reusable rocket achievement. High tech meeting a kind of philosophical point about defying physics. Falcon 9 ready for SpainSat. Inspiring stuff.
But speaking of physics and practicality, here comes the reality check. Post 12 from @Zebelgur, a Founders Fund partner. Okay, if someone pitches me data centers in space one more time, you're going to ask them why there aren't data centers in Antarctica or underwater first, which both seem easier and better than space. And yet.
This is such a necessary point. Space pitches often gloss over the brutal logistics. I mean, think about Microsoft's Project Natick underwater data centers. Technically, huge success, way lower failure rate, like 87.5% lower, thanks to the natural cooling.
Right, I remember that, but they stopped it, didn't they?
Exactly, because scaling it was just uneconomical. The cost of maintenance, retrieval, the whole specialized infrastructure. It just didn't pencil out, even with the cooling wind.
Okay, so if underwater didn't work economically,
Then space is way harder. You've got, what, 2.5 seconds of latency just for communication round trips? Massive radiation issues. And getting rid of heat. Terrible. No air or water up there.
so his point is, if we can't make Antarctica or the ocean work financially,
Orbital data centers are nowhere near practical right now. It's a cold splash of financial and logistical reality on those sci-fi dreams.
okay, let's end on a more positive application of high tech. AI for global good. Post 8 from @Sundarpichai. Google Earth AI, our collection of geospatial AI models and datasets, is expanding globally and adding new capabilities. That includes geospatial reasoning, powered by Gemini, which automatically connects different Earth AI models.
This is the kind of AI application that gets really exciting, using it for real environmental and humanitarian problems. Geospatial reasoning, using Gemini, basically pulls together tons of data weather, population maps, satellite images, and looks for critical patterns.
And the applications are immediate, right? Life-saving stuff.
Totally. Detecting things like algae blooms that could poison water supplies, or helping the World Health Organization predict cholera outbreaks by spotting vulnerable areas after disasters, using that massive compute power for direct impact.
What a ride today. Seriously, from beautiful glassy icons all the way to using satellites to fight cholera. If there's one big theme, maybe it's that AI talent war, redefining how talent is found, like blocks focus on portfolios.
Right, merit over credentials.
And what standard they're held to, like that XAI hardcore mode.
Definitely. And you see that recurring tension everywhere, right? The new bumping up against the old, or maybe just the practical. DHH defending the monolith, the hard economics grounding those space data center dreams.
And even the integrity of something massive like the NBA suddenly looking fragile because of an insider leak.
Yeah. So let me leave you with this final thought to chew on. We just talked about Microsoft's underwater data centers. Proven tech, right? Better performance, but ultimately killed by the cost and complexity of scaling of logistics. So, if those terrestrial solutions hit a wall because of economics and logistics, how long before those exact same bottlenecks, cost, maintenance, connectivity, start challenging the really big promises of orbital services, like the ones launching on that Falcon 9 tonight? Defying the physics of finance might be even harder than defying gravity.
Something to think about. That's your deep dive vibe casting for today. We'll catch you next time.